Alright YouTube, I'm bringing the spice this time. We have a Gladiator Beast list, as you can probably tell by the title, that's why you clicked on the video. Gladiator Beasts in 2019. That's because they have a lot of attributes in them. And that's what Invoked loves. So, I know it's a little bit of a, brain dead, Invoked, everyone's running Invoked. I didn't want to run Magician Girls, I didn't want to run Ellie Sabers. I wanted to play Glad Beasts. One, because it's off meta, for sure. And it's quite free to play friendly as well. Now, it's pushing it. Now, it has potential to be quite free to play friendly as well. You don't need to run all these cards. What makes it not free to play friendly in my opinion is the triple wall of D. If you think that's fine. Play triple wall, that's fine. If you don't want to play triple wall, I would say just play something like a counter gate or some other free to play friendly defensive cards. Obviously we have our econs, that's very free to play. Huddle Life Barrier, it's very cheap. And you just get it from tickets. Now, and then there's Glad Beast package, it's very cheap. Lots of rares and normals in them. One super rare. Lakari. And just a one invocation and a less to invoke with Sorcery Conduit. Now, we don't have a Cosmic Cyclone to trigger it, but it's mainly there as a backup strategy, right? If we happen to take 1,000, we don't force the point, but if we happen to take 1,000, we have the Alesta there if we want it. And obviously, this does have access to a fire attribute, so if you have a Purga Trio, I would probably go take out one cock and put in a Purga Trio, because we can make a fire as well. And the great thing about Glad Beasts is that they tag out, right? So it's much like Ellie Sabers, where you can search the attribute you want with the field spell, and you can dictate it in your grave as well. With the Glad Beasts, with our tagging, we can tag out into the attribute we want. On command, basically. We have the water being Mamillo, we have the earth being Dimakari, and we have the fire Lakari if you have it. But we're mainly just dealing with water and earth. You could throw in Caliga if you really wanted, because there is a dark one. But I didn't think it was going to be super necessary. So if you don't know what the Glad Beasts do, when they get attacked but not destroyed, they can tag out into another one of their Glad Beasts other than themselves from the deck. This one, once it gets tagged into the field, takes out back row. This one takes out monsters. This one can special summon a Glad Beast from your hand and use its tag effect. And this one can just attack twice. This one is mainly Earth attribute. We need it for the coverage. There is one card that I would probably run over Dimakari, and it's a card that recently got released. Well, not released. Added to the ranked card tickets, I think. It's Tigerius. I don't know if I'm going to be able to see it here, but there's a card. I think this is it here. Yeah, so if you have some Tigerius, I would probably run that instead. Because when this gets tagged, you can discard a Glad Beast monster to add a Glad Beast monster from your deck to your hand. So that also boosts consistency. You can get the Glad Beast you want in your hand. And that can be used for your invocation if you so happen to have it. Now we are running a very defensive strategy because these Glad Beasts. We have the two econs, triple wall of D. Make sure that when our Gladiator Beasts get attacked, they survive. And Hollow Life Barrier is a little bit of an underrated card that also does that. If you have impenetrable attacks, that's another card that can fulfill that role. Now, I'm sure you're very familiar with Magellanica and Cocytus. If you don't know what these do, this can just be contact fused by sending two of the Glad Beasts to your deck. And it's just a 2500 beta. This one requires 3. Cannot be destroyed by battle. If this card is attacks or is attacked, your opponent can activate cards or effects till the end of the damage step. At the end of the battle phase, if this card was attacked or was attacked, you can shuffle it into the extra deck, special summon 2 Glad Beast monsters from your deck. So, You probably don't want to do that because it's going a little behind in card advantage, but it's a nice 2800, can't be destroyed by battle, and it's got the, what is it, kind of activate cards effects and damage step. It's got that Armadius effect, so that was really good. It is difficult to pull out though, so you won't always get there, but it's there just as coverage. Another option is is it Heraklinos? I didn't want to go with Heraklinos because it requires Lakari. They both require 3 monsters, so they're both situational, but a situational you need 3, and one of them has to be specific, is more specific than just any 3 that you might need or have on the field. And its effect didn't seem that as good to me. During any of the player's turn, when a spell trap is activated, discard 1 card, negate it, destroy it. This card must be faced on the field to activate and revolve this effect. It's potentially good, but again, you need 3. What kind of board state would you be getting away with to do that, and then they activate a spell or trap? It seemed more situational, whereas I think this is more generically good. Anyway, I have some replays lined up. I hope you enjoy them. Let's jump to it. Starting off, we're going second versus Osiris Tuesday. They play Megaroid City, set 2. They pop one of their backer. They pop an Econ to get a Kiteroid. Now, arguably, Kiteroid is a better defensive card. And you might think that this would be quite important that he wants to pop the Econ instead of that. So, as far as what we have Lakari. We have double set with the Hull Life Barrier and the Wall of Disruption. We swing in, the Kiteroid triggers, but we still attack. We still get that tag out. Now we can tag out, pop that back row, get rid of a Windstorm, which is super nice. He could have activated it, we would have went to 800, but it seems like he's struggling with his draws a little bit. Now we kind of brick with our Bestiaries. We double swing just so we can tag both of them out, get the Bestiary in the deck. Now we Murmillo to pop his monster, and then we tag out this. We go into Augustus, and Augustus lets a special summon, get the Bestiary effect on that special summon, pop his back row again, and then that gets shuffled into the deck. And he's very low on resources right now. That's what Glad Beasts can really do. They can really grind you out. We didn't use any of our back row. Super good. This time we're going first Crow Hogan. It's probably Black Wings. I'm not too sure. We have the Wall of Disruption. We have Hollow Life Barrier. Ideally, I don't want to discard anything, but the Wall of Disruption versus this board was quite good. It didn't have any synchros. We get to tag out. We just tag out for a big beater. We rip into Dimakari. He Wall of Disruptions. Now, the good thing about that is we just attack, and we get rid of these 0 attack, low attack monsters on our field. So Wall of Disruption, so long as it wasn't too crippling, we can just get rid of those monsters. I get that back the Augustus with the full 26, and we pop his last back row. He sets. Just in case it was a relevant trap, I decided to go defense because the 2600 was enough. And we swing for lethal. Here we go. It looks like another Black Wings. They're going first. They lead off with the Black Whirlwind. We don't have any defensive cards in our hand right now. With the double Bestiary, Lakari, and Dimakari. Now, the benefit is that this benefits Winged Beasts. It just so happens that we have a Winged Beast in Bestiary. We do rip into a Hallowed Life Barrier, which is quite a good pickup. Now we tag out the Bestiary. We go into our Augustus. Augustus special summon. Rip. Get rid of that Whirlwind. Augustus is very flexible. It's fine as a one-of. You never want it in your hand. It's mainly as a really good special summon from the deck. He tributes for the Simoon. Goes into Chidori. Roshi to defense. Hollow Life Barrier protect. Shuffle out. He negates it with close. Sends this. Doesn't get the special summon. And if you do, destroy it. And then, because it wasn't destroyed and it was shuffled back, because it was shuffling itself back as that happened, it didn't get destroyed. So it didn't get that summon. We whip into Dimakari, tag out into Bestiary, pop his field spell, just give him no resources. he ends. Now I do believe I had lethal here. I just wanted to play it safe in case I was playing Kite Void. I didn't want to overextend. But it was lethal there. With the 815. Has the Black Whirlwind, has the Gale. Searches Steam the Cloak. We are safe with the Hollow Life Barrier, even if he swings. Let's us tag out again. I just go for the big beta here with Augustus. And that's going to be lethal. Now, because I know what card is in his hand now. And even if it was Kite Void, we're swinging over a monster, not attacking directly. Super good. Now, this was a rough one. It was Yamayugi versus Yamayugi, Spell Specialist. So I'm expecting the grass is greener. Leads off the Magical Mallet. So I think despite the Spell Specialist, he might have bricked with his grass. Didn't get it. And I think the Mallet just screws up your Spell Specialist as well. So it was a rough thing for him to do. We set the Hallowed Life in the Wall of Disruption. We have another Hallowed Life in the hand. We swing. Worst case, we don't kill it. We tag out. We destroy it with a Mamillo. Easy peasy. The bad thing is that we have this Augustus in hand, but in the event that you do, and it's a bit of a brick, you can discard it with a Hallowed Life. He summons. Alexandrite Tribute for another Tourmaline. Doesn't attack because my backer is scary, and he doesn't want to trigger my Glad Base effect. We're kind of bricked right now. Econ set. Rips into a wall, can't set it. Now, I know I could force a point probably with the Hallowed Life and just swing in, but I didn't want to really waste my resources. I do rip into Bestiary, I shuffle both of them back. Summon that Esadari 2500, swing over 900. Doesn't trigger. Well, he's not running any draw sense skills, so it's fine. Now he has the Block Dragon. He was waiting for 3 destructions. Gem Knight Fusion, Lapis Lazuli. Obsidian. Summon Lapis. Hallowed Life Barrier chained to Lazuli so I don't get burned. Just in case for this turn, he had a lot of combos to keep Lazuli being chained. I wouldn't have stopped any damage. I didn't want to get too low. Dimakari, attack over Lazuli. Get rid of 2 of his monsters. Now he's just sitting on that Block Dragon. He sits on it. Easy econ take. Summon Dimakari. Swing for game. No Kite Void. Econ's still busted, guys. It's good in those situations. It's not good. It's not always good, but it's good in a lot of cases. Now in this one's another Yamayugi versus Yamayugi. We open up a Lesser Invoker, the Bestiary, Hallowed Life, Econ. Pretty good stuff. Now, likely he has the Cosmic Cyclone. We set our Econ, we set Hallowed Life. We're okay with discarding the Augustus. We tag out. We go into this since Augustus is in our hand. He Cosmic Cyclones. He hits the good card. We would have liked to have kept the Hallowed Life, but we'll deal with Econ. Now, I do think that set was a penalty box, so I decided to Econ, so he doesn't get the trigger. I summon Bestiary. I attack with the Bestiary. It was a penalty box. The reason why I attacked the Bestiary is because I knew... I was pretty certain at that point. So that we can tag out for Bestiary and get its tag effect, destroy the penalty box. Now this is sitting in the wings. It's waiting. He has a draw sense level. He does something very strange initially that I thought. He just sets a card. And I figure if you did get the midfielder and you knew, and I knew you had the field spell, why didn't you use it? We'll find out in a second. Invoke Magellanica. We use his Earth, so he gave us that resource. Shuffle back. Get our Invoker in hand again. And it's because he was also running Unknown Synchron. He does have Kite Void to stop the 1500 lethal. We swap out. Go back to Lakari. We're chilling. We get back to Bestiary now. 3 cards. Big field to deal with. Can't do it. Scoops it. Easy games. So, you know, it's a fun off-meta deck, I know. I'm not sure how it would work in the invoked matchup. I did verse a lot of Blackwings, where it's pretty easy to stop the Blackwing OTK, even without Kite Void. You just Hallowed Life, and you're not going to take damage for that turn. so you can stop the onslaught, keep your resources if you do think it's Blackwings, and just try and build and be ready for the clapback as best you can. But let me know what you think. I know it's not going to be as competitive as the Ellie Sabers, because Ellie Sabers is still arguably better, but I do think that it has some advantages over things like the Magician Girls and some other of the more rogue invoked strategies, you know. Like I know Sylvans use them and things like that. And even just Roids for that matter, because the Roids themselves, the reason why I like Glad Beast, and I think the reason why LA Sabers work so well, is because of the effectiveness of the engine you're using for your invoked, right? All these engines, these Glad Beasts, Sylvans, Magician Girls, etc., they're all engines for invoked. So how you judge the quality of these invoked decks is the quality of the engine you're using. And when you're just cycling cards with that engine, it's not bad, but it's not going to be the best. The reason why LA Sabers I think are so good is because they cycle, and those monsters have a very good impact on the board. Obviously you have a Canadia in a form of a monster. You have a Negate. It's very good. Glad Beasts also do that. They have an impact on the board when they're on the board. You know, they get summoned, they have an impact. Whereas the Magician Girls kind of just sit there and they're very easy to play around. Do you know what I mean? I hope you enjoyed the list. Thank you for watching. If you did, hit like, hit subscribe. Discord should be in the description if you want to join that too. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.